Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. Woohoo! Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Happy New Year. Hello, Mr. Abu. How are you? Happy New Year, everyone. I've come back with my hi, everybody. Come on in. Hello, TikTok family, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, think all four. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year, everyone. Hello, Iceman. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, everybody. This is my first official work day, so my brain is still trying to settle in. So we'll see how the week goes. I can't be responsible for anything or any actions taken this week, so I have to get a pass. Hi, everyone. Hello, K Pound. How are you? Happy New Year to you as well. Hi, everyone. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I am an immigration attorney based in Alabama. You guys already know the whole drill, but we get new videos every single week, and thank you for that. I do practice immigration law based in Alabama, but representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Welcome to 2023, y'all. It is gonna be a great year. I just believe so. Every single year I have a scripture, either a whole scripture chapter or a verse. So for me, okay, so I'll check it. I think I sent you, hey Miss Gila, I sent you an email, Mr. K, um, about something. So check your email, but I have over 1,000 emails within the last 2 weeks. So bear with me. If you're waiting on a response to email, please bear with me. Just give me till weekend, because literally I just did not touch the emails until, like, there's some things I had to respond to, but everything else had to wait till today. And as you guys know, I'm a full-time mom. Like I say, I'm a full-time mom, and I spare time I practice a lot. So that's the story of my life. But I'm waiting for some information from you as well. Thank you. That's what my son said. So I am always in black. My 12-year was like, with this moment we're heading out, and it was like, you're wearing color. I was like, yeah. Like, you haven't seen a mom wear color because you're literally wearing color. Well, it's a new year. Let's start out that way. Tomorrow is probably going to be black. So let's don't hold your breath. If you need to contact our office, hello, Miss Geraldine. Happy New Year. Okay, you have? All right. I'll check the email. Yeah, I'll check it by tomorrow. I should have a response for you. If you need to contact our office, the number is 334-341-4475. You can send a text to that number, WhatsApp, the same number, email info@olalayalawfirm.com. Please share our videos. This year, I was saying that every year I have either a scripture, a Bible verse, Bible chapter. This year it's Psalm 23 for 2023, and I have Psalm 23 on my butterfly. So that's my favorite psalm ever. I just think, for me, it's a psalm that actually encompasses everything. Decrees, declaration, protection from evil, goodness of God, mercy, favor, all wrapped in one. And how what other way to enter 2023 besides Psalm 23? So my prayer for each and every one of us is that God's goodness and mercy shall follow us. We should find favor this year. If you've been waiting on God for anything whatsoever, I'm going to send an email. Yes, I haven't responded to your email, and I will. If you've been waiting, it's the whole package. Yes, Evil Proud. It is the complete, like it sums up the whole Bible to me. But if you've been waiting on God, and you're just waiting, one of my clients, Mr. Momu, today, she entered this year as a green card holder. I'm not going to say her last name because there's a lot of people who are Momu, so let's just leave it as that. But I remember when our paths crossed, and I told her, listen, her case basically had been denied. And I said, there's nothing that's not impossible for God. With man, things may look impossible, but when God steps in, hey, when God steps into your matter, I want y'all, they can't come in. So, but on a more serious note, if you're waiting on God for whatever case may be, your immigration status, family issues, whatever, being able to, reconnect with family members, being able to visit, just believe. Your mind can conceive it, your hands can achieve it. Just believe that if God goes before you, he's gonna make your way where there seems to be no way. It doesn't matter how difficult it may look to us, and through our human eyes. But if God says it's going to work out, then it's going to work out. It's not our place to figure out how it's going to work. It's for us to believe that it's going to work. That's all that matters. But anyway, I just wanted to say that as we start this year. And subscribe to YouTube channel if you have not. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Let's talk immigration, people. Once again, our number is 334-341-4475. I wanted to start this year with the most recent or the last update from USCIS for 2022, which everyone now has to follow, which is the updated I-485 green card application. You ain't getting no green card without filing the 485. Now, if you've already filed your 485, then you're good. Hello, happy new year to you as well. You're good. So, lucky you. This new, I think it's December 23, 2022 edition of the 485. We're back to the whole public charge rule, all that stuff again. So the new I-485, it's still 20 pages, I think. Let me pull it up real quick. I have it right here. It is, still 20 pages, but on pages 13 and 14, they have included public charge questions. So do y'all remember when the last administration was in power and we had this craziness of, Happy New Year, King. We had this craziness of I-944, self-sufficiency form, basically asking you if you're going to be a public charge. That rather than having that whole, epistle of that, this is 2 pages, which this short. However, the whole point of it is to see whether or not you will be granted your green card based on if the adjudicating immigration officer, Hilla Duchess, finds you inadmissible because you will most likely be a public charge. So let's try to clarify some things. Who is subject to the public charge? Now, even as an attorney, I am still clarifying some things for myself and my clients, which is, you live and learn. If the day you stop learning is the day you probably tell God, okay, I'm ready to go home. But who is subject? If you're filing, generally anyone filing an I-485 application to register permanent residency, or you are filing a change of status from one non-immigrant status to another, you are subject to public charge. What does that basically mean? It's just, in a nutshell, the U.S. government wants to know that they ain't going to be paying for you. That's the summary, that you're not going to be a burden on the U.S. government. Like the U.S. government already has its own citizens that they take care of. I'm just saying. So you're coming from another country. They don't want to be responsible for you either. That's public charge in a nutshell. Who subject? For the most part, people who file family-based applications, DV lottery, DV lottery, family-based, I-485. Now, this is where you would know whether or not you are subject to the public charge. Humanitarian applications or humanitarian petitions are generally exempt from public charge. So that means that it doesn't matter whether you are taking your accepting public, there are some things that will be considered as a no-no, such as SSI, long-term government institutional care. Those are things that will be considered. And if you've benefit from that, those are grounds by which USCIS can actually find you inadmissible based on the public charge ground. However, and I know, someone had asked me a question during the consultation today based on this public charge. That's why I wanted to talk about it. If it comes to, I'm talking, I'd even put this up. So, Ente Facebook and YouTube. That goes the topic for this evening. Better late than never. When it comes to humanitarian petitions, so example, you're filing an asylum case, you're filing a U visa, a T visa, you're filing, you're applying for refugee status outside the country, you're filing a VAL petition. Those are categories of petitioners, applicants that are not going to be subject to public charge. Why does that matter? Because it doesn't matter if you fall within any of those categories of applicants and or petitioners, then you will not be found inadmissible when it's time for them to adjudicate your I-485 green card application based on public charge ground. So if you do not fall within that, then you are required to answer those questions on pages 13 and 14. They ask you about your household size, what is your household income, what is your how much is the debt that you owe, what you have as far as secured liabilities and unsecured liabilities. And then there's a part where you have to list your certification. Do you have skills that can help you to actually work and make money, so you're not going to be on the government, dependent on the government? Let's see. Let me just pull it up real quick. Now, if you're getting an SSI, that's one of the things that the USCIS will consider to find you ineligible, inadmissible based on receipt of Social Security. And then, you're going to talk, the questions include what is your highest level of education. If someone was asking me earlier today, what is the difference between the secured and unsecured liability? I don't do business law, but the best I understand, because I have a mortgage and I have a car note, is that secured liability are those where you have collateral. So you have, for instance, if you have a mortgage, your house is a collateral for the bank. If you have got a car note, your car is a collateral for the bank. So if you do not pay, they can they can foreclose you, they can repossess the car. Compared to unsecured liability, is an example would be a bank giving you a line of credit of $20,000 just solely based on your credit worthiness. There's nothing you're putting on as far as assets to be able to secure that, but they just trust that you repay. But that's an unsecured liability. So you have to add all of that together. What are your certifications? And that would help you. So even if they find you that you have received SSI and all that, do you have qualifications or skills that will now offset that to the point of you now not needing a waiver of? So if you're found to be inadmissible based on the public charge rule, there is a waiver available. Now, it's still a way for USCIS to make more money. Yeah, let's call it spade a spade. That's what it is. But if anything right now, long story short is this. You need to, let me make sure, because I had something else that I had written down. Okay, so I've talked about change of status. And so, yeah, if you're a VAL self-petitioner, I saw someone asking, you're not subject to public charge. So anyone who is filing a VAL case, for instance, and you are submitting an I-485 application with your VAL petition, where it asks you on page 13, there is the very first question, number 61, is, are you subject to the public charge ground of inadmissibility? And if once you check no, then that's it. You're not subject to that, and then you're just going to have to skip all that, because VAL petitioners are not subject to public charge. Asylum applicants as well. Even if you've received all these benefits, once you file your I-485, you are not subject to that. So let's see. I think that's it. But at the end of the day, this is the takeaway I want you guys to. This is what I want you guys to take away from it. When in doubt, consult with a lawyer. To be on the safe side, when in doubt, just consult with a lawyer, so that you are not, if you have received, child care assistance, subsidy, food vouchers, whatever, and you're not sure. I'm not saying those are things that automatically make you inadmissible. I'm just saying that if you received, government benefits and you're not sure whether or not that will count, or because if you go on USCIS.gov website, it actually lists the things that will be considered as far as when they're making a decision whether you will be found inadmissible due to public charge rule. There's a list of assistance and benefits that if you receive that, then that would be a thing on your record. However, to be on the safe side, consult with a lawyer before you submit that, so that you know what you are submitting and you know whether or not whatever it is you have received will make you or would subject you to being found inadmissible. That's all she wrote, people. So the more you know, and make sure that you are using the new I-485 application form. If you submit anything other than the 12/23/22 edition, then they will not. They will reject your case. Long story short, they will reject your case. Okay, now I can see. Let's go to questions. Let's go to questions. Let's see. Hello, 𝐸𝐸𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐀. Okay, Mr. Melvis, incoming Chief Judge of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ain't gonna happen. Just saying. Nah. Do I look like someone who can do politics? I mean, you come back liquid bit, because like I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. I would just expose everybody. Hello, Mr. Kubina. How are you? Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. I just responded to your email. Hello, 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒂𝒏𝒕. Happy New Year to you as well. Does collecting food stamps or EBT for your U.S. kids count as it? Generally, it will not, but that's what I'm saying, that you have to be sure what it is, because each state, for instance, if it's not a federal benefit, each state has its own different names. So you have to know what that qualifies as when it comes to immigration terms, right? But anything that is for a U.S. citizen child or U.S. citizen, that's because the citizen is not the one who is subject to public charge rule. No, it's the intended immigrant. So just to clarify that, so if you start from there, then you know that it's more about you getting the benefit as an intended immigrant, and so there's no penalty against your U.S. citizen child getting benefits that they're entitled to because they are citizens. I hope that clarifies. How about the New Year promo? Yes, it's technically started. I'll post it later tomorrow, but if you go to my website, you'll see it. But we were having issues with being able to link the Zoom. So I got my guy who does that. So once that's done, you're welcome, Miss Sunny. It helps to, and you just have to make sure, because one error can, and USCIS, they hold on to things even more than even Satan himself. It's like, nah, like, people ain't that serious. Like, what the hell? But you're welcome. So, okay, I'll check my email, and just Mr. Kubina. So, like I said, I literally have over 1,000 emails. Yeah, and that's just my email. That's not even emails with my assistants and all that. So we'll get to it. But in last 2 weeks of the year, everybody's entitled to celebrating with your family. We have just one life to live, so it's always good to remember to just, put everything on hold and pursue that which is more important than anything. So, okay, let me go on Instagram. Let's see. Let's see. Jamila, can someone still file VAWA after divorcing for 5 years? Short answer, no. If you are divorced, you still will be eligible to file for VAWA, but you have to submit your application within 2 years from the final order of divorce. So if it's 5 years, then you're already out of time. Happy New Year from Maryland. Happy New Year to you as well. Okay. You sent me an email. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Hell, just give me, obviously, because I have court on Thursday, so I have to prep for court tomorrow because I do criminal defense and divorce. Talking of divorce, yeah, I have. Oh Lord, yeah. So, I got to take care of that as well. So just give me 2 weekend, people. I would really appreciate that. I'm usually fast and respond to emails, but obviously I can't respond to 1,000 emails in 48 hours. It ain't gonna happen. Akin Dennis, I sent an email. Okay, because y'all's usernames are different from real names, so I would see. I mean, if anyone who sent me an email today, you probably have a response already. So I'm operating like USCIS today. And I'll tell you why I said that, because if you notice, guys, they are working on cases that are newly filed and creating even more backlog and delay for cases pending. So if you send me an email today, you probably haven't. That means everyone else who sent email before is waiting. So calling USCIS today. Just saying. Just saying, people. Okay. Combo song. I love that. I'm telling you. Hello, Mr. Michael. How are you? Oh, that reminds me. Sometimes I have. Okay, this right here. Because your name just reminded me of something. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. How about asylum applicants that have been renewing work authorization but haven't heard anything about application for almost 5 years? So what's your question? So what's the question you have on that? If USCI has asked you to send your medical to them, does that mean your interview has been waived? Now, disclaimer, my responses do not have anything to do with your specific cases. Just now that that's out of the way. Generally, if USCI sent you an RFE asking you to send your medical and you haven't done an interview, and I'm assuming this is green card and marriage based, generally, that is your indication that most likely they will waive or they will be waiving your interview. Now, don't quote me on that now. That's just generally, Sammy Groovy. Just that's the general happenstance. Hello, Kimmy. Happy New Year to you as well. It's the same thing for when filing for the I-485 form. Sash Gudas Perry, I don't understand your question. King Nasi, Happy New Year to you. Let's see. Oh, so is it the same thing for children when filing? Yes, everybody that is filing the 485 has to complete, every intending immigrant has to complete the form, and you have to answer those questions. Unless you are, like I said, unless you are filing as a petitioner / applicant that is exempt from the public charge rule. Example will be a VAWA petitioner, asylum applicant. Okay, let's see. Well, I submitted I-290B to reopen of my case, but no response. The thing is, they generally I-290B appeal/motion is supposed to be adjudicated within 180 days. That was pre-COVID in a perfect world. However, it can take up to 2 years. It can be a 1 year waiting period. It's just taking much longer. So you're not the only one in that situation. And that's why sometimes weigh in your options. You may be better off restarting or refiling the case than waiting for the I-290B. It just depends. Hello, Mr. Rashid. How are you? Asked about people waiting for asylum application interview since 5 years now, but what do they do? You're gonna keep waiting. I mean, that's what it is. Possibilities of being called, so that's not a question I can answer. That's completely up to USCIS. The one thing I can tell you is this: because of what's the issues going on, as we all know, in Ukraine and in Afghanistan, they are prioritizing applications, asylum applications from applicants from those two countries. It's on the USCIS website, and what that is causing, it's even causing an even much more backlog and delay for those. I consulted with a couple today, and they had filed a case in 2015. So this is the 8th year they filed their asylum case, and we're still waiting on an interview to be found. I have a couple of clients, a few clients where they had asylum cases pending. They got married or they filed for VAR. We already have the green card, and we're still waiting on interview notice. Go figure. Yeah. How long does an I-135 application take? What's an I-135? Sister's keeper. Can couples who got married in Nigeria dissolve their marriage here? Generally, yes. If one person, at least one person, meets the residence requirement of the state you live in. An example, I'll use Alabama as an example. In the state of Alabama, if at least one person resides in the state and has met the residence requirement, which is 6 months in our state, you can, even if the other person doesn't live in your state, if they agree to an uncontested answer waiver divorce, then you're able to do that. So the short answer, yes, but depending on if you have met the residence requirement in your state of residency. Ajaga Choma, after 2 interviews, no response yet, and it's more than 4 months. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It just means that they don't have any response. That's what it means. Hello, Mr. Kufre. How are you? Happy New Year, Mickey Morris. We're proud. It's unfair. It is. I agree with you, no doubt. But that's the reality of the world we live in. How about this? I have cases of work permits now where I have one that was approved today, and we submitted. It was valid related, but it's a C9 category. We submitted it in October, and it was approved today. Meanwhile, I have EADs that are still pending as of January last year, and it's still. I mean, based on the January or February, it's still within normal processing time. But the point I'm making is, even though those were submitted earlier, USCIS is applying their new time cycle goals to new cases. For the life of me, I cannot understand why. And so based on that, they're making it look like, oh yeah, let's see, we're actually meeting the goals that we set out to meet, because we're approving this in 6 months, we're approving this in 3 months, whatever the case may be. But those are new cases. How about the cases that have been filed like 20 years ago? Because now those people have to wait even much longer because you're applying your new policy to newly filed cases. Makes no sense, but hey, you're welcome, Sister Skipper. It is what it is. So that's USCIS. All right, let me go to TikTok. Come on, TikTok. Guys, 𝒑𝒂𝒔𝒔𝒕. Okay, Mumbo. All right, let's see. Thank you. Happy New Year to you guys as well. Need to call me tomorrow for a consultation. No worries. Call my office. They'll be able to put you through. You can pay to set up a consultation. Do you do T visas? I don't. I don't at all. How long can one stay before filing for asylum? As long as you put in your application within your first year of entry, because the one thing the one thing you do not want to deal with is filing outside the 1 year statutory period and then having to prove or justify why you filed outside the 1 year statutory period. So, office number on the screen. If someone can help me type it in, if you don't mind. Where the hell do you even type stuff on TikTok? Can you tell I'm not a tech person? I call TJ, he'll help me out. But my number is 334-341-4475. 334-341-4475. 334-341-4475. How long does it take to get a green card? Forever? After VAR has been approved for the I-485 interview, do you have to be divorced or separated from your abuser? It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with your marital status. And that's even if they call you for an interview. You're a typical example of a real beautiful Yoruba woman. Well, I'm a Yoruba woman, but this the language skills, yeah. Oh, because all y'all make fun of my Yoruba speaking skills, especially y'all TikTok people. I love my number label going. I see what you thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. No update. Asylum is still taking forever. But if you have an alternative to that, you may want to explore that. Why do I have to renew my kids' work permit? You do not. If they have their whenever I not insist or encourage or suggest that children file work authorization is when the child does not have social security number yet. And so in order for them to have that, they have to file the EAD. But once they have a social security number and that child isn't working, then because my kids, well, I was going to say my kids don't work, and my oldest is 18 and my baby's 12. Let me take that back. My 18-year-old works. He works during the summer. He actually worked during the Christmas time. Like he's that kid. My 12-year-old, on the other hand, it's TJ's world and we're just living in it. So, but if the kid is not working, then there really isn't any point of renewing it. Just let it be. Unless you're looking for them to have a form of identification or like ID card. It just depends on each person. It really is dependent on what it is that you need for them to have. But there is no requirement that you have to renew their work permit if once they've had the social security number and they're able to do other things with that. Okay, let's see. Can you marry in the US and then go back until it's processed? You can. I would just be careful about the intent of when you came in. But if you're not filing anything, it's kind of like dice, but you can. Short answer, yes, you can. Okay. Happy New Year, Juvie. Thank you. I love your hair. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you. I maybe because it's my hair, but there's someone who asked me like, okay, I just have to ask you, is your hair that do you actually put? Because I make jokes like I have gray highlights, so silver highlights in my hair, but that was really a joke, and she thought she was asking me no, these highlights are from Jesus, like directly from God, like it grows out of my scalp. Yep, that's it. There's no color in it. So I don't know, but thank you. Okay. Let's see. If you filed for VAW and didn't receive prima facie, should you be worried? Not really. It's always good to get prima facie. I worry just because my clients worry and then I worry, or I worry and my clients worry, whichever way. Because for me, it's just an indication that they have at least taken a look at that case, and they've considered it, and they say, if we were to approve this on its face, it qualifies. Okay, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, all the benefits and all that with this, where I would still keep working on your case. So if you have a lawyer, what I would suggest is ask the lawyer to send an email to the Loan Service Center, asking them to see if they've ever issued a prima facie, because I do that all the time. And then we find out that it was actually issued and then send me a copy of it. I'm probably the one attorney that emails the Loan Service Center all the time. I'm sure they can recite my email and my name, everything, but okay. Let's see. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, I just remembered something, so let me pull that up. Just so someone's name was like, oh shoot, yeah. Does this do these changes apply to applications submitted before December? No. So if you've submitted your I-485, you're good. It's anyone filing I-485 on or after December 23rd, 2022. Just had a baby alone here. Need my mom here. Visa appointment is 2020. We're in 2023. But we don't help with visa appointments. Listen, if I have cases where, yeah, you're not alone. But if you have like grounds to expedite, like emergency ground, and I don't know if you're having a child and difficulty raising the child by yourself may qualify, but you can try. Do you do U visa? I used to, but I stopped. Okay, let's see. I am not divorced or separated from the abuser. Can I still get a green card? VAWA approved. So if you have a VAWA approved, then did you not file a green card application? I'm not really sure I'm following your question. Maybe you can rephrase your question. Okay. K-Tech Plus, good evening. What can you do in a situation you submitted your I-130 and your wife keep extorting you? You may want to speak with a lawyer and see if you qualify for VAWA. Extortion is financial abuse. So, hello, Mr. Blaze. A lot of our cases are not, they're not physical abuse. So listen, people, this is the year where you don't just be quiet. You don't stay quiet and just try to figure out maybe not, maybe no. This is a year where you live your best life ever. And that includes breaking free of miserable abusive marriages because of your green card. Unless you're living under a rock, understand that there's a reason why Congress passed this law, so that you don't come to a foreign land and feel like you're being held hostage every single day. So what's the worst that can happen is please consult with a lawyer, at least know based on the facts of your situation whether you are eligible for VAWA. I am one that would tell you, I don't think you are, or I don't think it's not a strong enough case. Like, you know, from even if you have a strong case, that I can't ever give a guarantee, because even similarly strong cases get denied. That's the truth of the matter, because it's USCIs. But at least have an option rather than living in fear constantly. And you are Jewish, I mean, come on. Life is too short. Things around us are happening to remind us that life is too short for you to now be postponing and procrastinating and so okay, maybe tomorrow I'm buried. No. Today is the day you break free and see if you qualify. See if you qualify. It doesn't hurt anything. So if someone is extorting you, please don't be silent. See if that is a basis for you to live your own life and file your own petition and just move on. Okay. What documents to show for my debt for I-485? Your mortgage. Let's see. Car note. And then for your income taxes. Those are, so whatever. So that's credit cards, statements. Those things are what you can use to show what your debt is. Okay. What is the fastest you got an approval for VAWA? A year? And that's because the priority date of the I-130 that was filed on behalf of my client was transferred to the VAWA case. Because if you go on uscis.gov/% times it's up to 35 months now that it's taking them. It's ridiculous. It went from 24 months to 32 months and 35. It fluctuates, yeah, but as far as but that's why I want to put that caveat, because that client actually had an I-130 that had been filed like 2 years prior, so that really bumped them up the line. So that helped in that case. How long does an I-130 petition for alien relative take? Forever? It's not. What we're saying, it's up to a year now. What used to be like 3 to 6 months, it's taking up to a year. Thank you, African Cuisine. How are you? Okay. USCI has recently issued me bona fide determination on the application. Is that a good step? Prima facie determination, it's generally a good step, but I always say it's not an approval. So, okay, I filed for asylum and it's been 3 months. I have not gotten a receipt. What do I do, please? You're not alone. So if that makes you feel better, I have cases that we filed 3 months ago. We just still don't have receipt notices. I have emailed lockbox, asylum office, lockbox, asylum office, back and forth. Nobody seems to know what's going on, but I'm not worried. And here's why. If you are going to be filing asylum or even any immigration application, please note that you have to be patient. But the most important thing that you need to do is to send in your application by trackable mail and request that it be signed for. You've got to make sure someone signs for your package. That gives you peace of mind. You have evidence of the date that you sent it in and evidence of the person that signed for it. So you already know, come rain or sun, they're going to have to issue your receipt notice. But you're not alone. You're not alone. It is ridiculous. And even when you email them, the email, the there is, a clause in your email that actually acknowledges the fact that it's taken a very long time to get asylum receipt notices issued. So just be patient. As long as you send a retractable mail, don't resend another one because it would only delay your application. Unruly boss, my office is in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. Okay, let's see. Can an F1 holder apply for asylum? Yes. So one of the reasons why you may apply for asylum outside the 1-year statutory period is if you are invalid non-immigrant status and you've been in that for a while and that changes or it's about to change. Those are one of the exceptions to when you're able to file outside the 1-year statutory period. Is that a lion head on my arm? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. That's what it says. I'm not sure if you Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans he has for me. Okay. All right. Let me go to Facebook and YouTube and wrap it up. Mr. Bliss, I thought I just saw you on Instagram. Hello, Miss Amoni. Hello. Hello, Miss Amoni. How are you? I thought I just saw Mr. Bliss on Instagram. Like, what do you mean, Fleming? Right? No, Mr. Bliss, I think I saw you on Instagram. Like, am I losing it? I don't think I am. Hello, Miss Gibson. Yes, we made it to 2023. Praise be to God. Happy New Year to you as well. Jamoy Philip, I hope I haven't murdered your name. How do you... Okay, thank you, Mr. Blake. So it's like, I just saw you. Mr. Moment was nope. No, okay. So I'm right. Yeah. Y'all, okay, listen, don't confuse me. How do you email Vermont Representative? So there is, that I'm aware of, there is no email for, hello, Mr. TJ. Work authorization can take up to 6-8 months. So after it's been filed. There is no email that I know of for people who are not accredited representatives and or attorneys. So if you send an email to them using their hotline attorney email, they will respond to you and tell you you're not an attorney or to provide proof that you're an attorney, whatever the case may be, so they wouldn't give you any information because they don't know who you are. But there is an email for attorneys that we use to directly communicate with Vermont Separate Center. For instance, whenever I take over a case, I actually just email my G28 to them and they send new receipt notices. Once they confirm my information, they send, dope. Because I was like, what the hell is nope? Okay, thank you. They send receipt notices to my office. And sometimes they would even attach it to, because I had a client where they made an error scheduling her biometrics in Alabama using my address rather than her Texas address. And I was, I had to email them like 3 times anyway, because, but it's me. That's how I operate. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how long it's going to take y'all to send it. Please send me a copy of it when you mail it out. And they emailed me a copy of it. So it works. It works. It takes them a while to get back to you, but it works. India is I-485 interview tough for applicants. You go with clients. If you pay me to attend an interview with you, I go. Half of our clients do not get scheduled for an interview, especially now. There were even more interviews than before. So is it possible to get work authorization without getting receipt notice? You will get receipt notice, Mr. TJ. But because your receipt notice will have your EAD will have the receipt notice, but it's taken y'all. we Africans have no patience. Let's call it spade a spade. We don't have patience. It is taking a long time. Now, Mr. TJ, I may have your, I didn't say I do. If I have your receipt notices in my mail that came, because I have a whole box sitting on my office floor here, right here. If it's in there, then you get it by tomorrow. I'll email you and let you know. If I don't email you, that means I don't have your notices yet. But it's taking USCIS. Now, funny thing is, the lady who talked about asylum, the funny thing is this. I have 2 cases that I filed the week before Christmas. Asylum cases. The filing location for those clients based on their state of residency was California. We have their receipt notices that came in the mail today. A week before Christmas, California Service Center. We have the receipt notices for those asylum cases. Meanwhile, I got cases I filed in September in Texas. I still don't have receipt notices. So there's no rhyme or rhythm with USCIS. Okay, you switch to YouTube, Mr. Blaze. All right, I was like, okay. I am losing it. Okay, let me take 2 questions and be done with that. Thank you, Mr. Olufemi. Let's see. All right. Yes, you probably sent me an email. I have not looked at my email. There's some things you have to shut it down. Like I always tell people that one thing a lot of people don't know is that lawyers actually are, and I think I've said this before, it's the second highest, it's the number 2 profession with the highest number of either mental illness or, God forbid, or suicide when it comes to professional occupations. It's a lot of mental exhaustion. You exert a lot of mental power and energy. So sometimes you got to shut it down. Hello, Epic Movement. Happy New Year to you. Shoot me an email. Let me know what's going on. Sometimes you got to shut it down. And I can only function within in my best capacity God gives me if I'm mentally okay. So sometimes you got to shut it down. And that's what I do last 2 weeks of the year. I shut it down. I don't email nothing. So I will get to the emails by the weekend, but some things are just more important than, we can chase money till Jesus comes back, or chase our passion till, if you're not alive to chase those things, what's the point of it? Okay. Yeah. Email me. Let me know what's going on. Thank you, Mr. TJ. Of course, I recognize you. Nothing. I don't miss anything. I see it. I mean, act like I don't see it, but I see it. Trust me. But anyway, if we can help you guys with your immigration case, please contact our office. Make sure that you include everything that needs to be included in your I-485 application so that you get things done right and you save yourself time and prevent IRFs and all of that. But once again, 334-341-4475 is our office number. You can also visit our website at odalayalawfirm.com. Please share this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you guys next time.